Hello from both my classes in Project 3. Now, first of all, I want to say well done so far for everybody to hand in their work so far this term. Now, if anyone is having problems getting in contact with me on Zoom or getting to classes on Zoom, email me and I'll send you an invitation. Okay? Also, as well, what has come to my attention is some of you are asking me about Trinity. Now, remember, with Trinity practice very soon, starting this week, at the end of this week, I will be starting my practice with students who are registered for the exam and to begin practice with students who are interested as well. Okay, so here's the thing. Today, we are now officially at the end of Unit 6. We're reaching the end of the year. We're now reaching the end of the year. So, this week we're going to be doing 2 pages, one on culture and one on English across the curriculum, okay? I'm going to explain some of the exercises that we're going to be doing in class. And in this video, I'm also going to explain to you a little bit more detail about the topic for Trinity, okay? So a bit more about the topic for Trinity and to explain to your understanding what you would like to talk about for your exam, okay? So for your exam, and I'll give you some questions to practice on special occasions closer to the end of this video, okay? Now remember, in a few weeks' time, in a couple of weeks' time, actually 2 weeks' time, you need to have prepared a topic, a basic topic to have a discussion, and also be prepared to have a conversation about a topic of choice, okay? You need to be prepared. If you are not prepared, you're not going to do well in this oral exam, which is going to count for quite a lot of your marks for this term, okay? So it's very, very important that if you do not understand or are unsure about the exam, then if you're not sure, do talk to me. Speaking of your summer exam, you have an oral exam which will take place on Friday the 29th of May. Now, on Friday the 29th of May, what is going to happen is everybody in the classes, in both Project 3 classes, will be given a specific time on Zoom to meet with me to do your oral exam only, okay? Earlier that, which will take place on Friday afternoon, somewhere between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock. So you will have an exam, which is 10 minutes at this time, okay? At this time. Secondly, so number 2, that's number 1. Number 2, your end of year test will be a 90-minute exam which will highlight all the things we have learned this year in Project 3, okay? You will have a reading section, you will have a writing section, and you will have a listening section. Now the listening section, there will be a video like this to go through the exam. Okay, so go through the examination. All right, so to do the listening part, you have to watch a video which will be on YouTube to do this. So the exam will take about 90 minutes, along with your oral, which will only take 10 minutes. All right, now I have sent an email out to your parents and yourselves that I had invited students to do, if they would like, to see what it's like to do a Cambridge exam, to do CET, okay, which is Cambridge A2, so level A2. If you are interested, I would like to know by the end of next week so I can give you an exam to try, okay? Now, may I add, this is optional, this is not compulsory. The oral exam and your end of year exam is compulsory. You have to do that. The CET exam, not compulsory. The Cambridge exam is not compulsory, okay? All right, let me make that clear. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. I'll get to the oral exam and stuff in a moment. Now, this week, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be looking at culture. So we're going to be looking at page 76 in class. So, what we're going to be looking at is signs. Everywhere you go, there are signs everywhere. Telling you directions, telling you to be careful, telling you what you must or mustn't do, what you should and shouldn't do. Okay? So, we see a lot of signs in the street. You are going to be reading a text, which I would like you to read before class, because it'll be good for a discussion. So read the text and match them to the signs. So, there are 9 short texts in this text. There are 9 short texts. Match the short text to the sign. Very easy to do, possibly. And we can have a discussion. You can tell me what's the sign. What signs do we have in Spanish? What are they in Spanish? Do we have mind the gap? Now, I know, like, for example, wait your turn. I know different things from reading both in English and in Spanish. And maybe we can talk about as well unusual signs that we do not see on a daily basis. Okay? Signs that we don't see on a daily basis. Now, okay? So, with that, we will be also looking at English across the curriculum, okay? When we're talking about health, eyes. At the moment, we are using our eyes for everything. Looking into cameras, looking into different things. You would need to see a lot at the moment. Very difficult, isn't it? But what we're going to be looking at tomorrow, we're talking about health and how we look after our eyes. How do we see, looking after your eyes, and advice how to look after our senses, looking after our eyes, our ears, nose, mouth, how we smell, how we hear, how we see, and how we taste. Okay, so that is the main focus on a good part of our lesson on Friday. Now, the next thing I need to speak to you about is, so in the next part I'm going to talk to you about is with Trinity and your oral examination. Now, you have to present a topic that is interesting and personal to you. Now, anyone who's done Trinity last year, you should know how to do a topic. You can use the same type of topic, but you need to be able to talk about different things. You need to be able to use the grammar. Now, in Trinity 5, you need to be able to use will for future predictions or wishes, okay, or possibilities, or will for plans as well in the future. So will, because, using because, which is a connection, adverbial adverbs and adjectives of quantity, a lot of, a little. Adverbs of quantity is a very, very good one to use when you're talking about how much or how little. The next one, preference. I prefer, I rather. When you're comparing something, you're talking about preferences. Finally, the last one, and the most important one, number 5, present perfect. Have you ever? Have you been? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Have you ever seen? Remember in present perfect that when you're using the verb, it's in past participle, not past simple, past participle, because it's a past action which has an effect in the present. Okay, so for anyone doing Trinity 5, now I'm going to show you an example, if you can see on the screen. Okay, this is the screen. So this is someone from last year who did Trinity 5. Now, they did cities, okay, if you can see well enough. So cities. So I will work with you on this. So I will work with you wholeheartedly on this. So you have different points here. So you have differences between the big cities and the small cities in Spain. So here I've highlighted quantities and because. Now, anyone who had Trinity with me last year, you remember when we were doing the practice runs, I would have highlighted the grammar you needed to use. And when you didn't use it, I would have got angry. Well, not that angry, to be honest. I would have said, no, come on. Okay, the different monuments. So you have because and present perfect. Cities I will visit in the future, will and because. Okay. The cities, do cities have a lot of tourism? Quantity. cities I've been to, present perfect, and preference. So, these are examples of how to personalize a topic. I would recommend that you write out your topic first. Write it out, send it to me, let me have a look, and then I can go through it with you. Now, the main thing is that when you have these points, the most important thing is you have a point and there's something to say. And making sure that you have the correct language to use. Also as well, in this exam, in your oral exam, which is something I will be looking at as well, I'll be looking at not only your grammar, but able to communicate with me and ask me questions. I am recommending that you ask at least 2 questions in the exam. I will not have anything less. Okay? So 2 questions in the exam. Okay? So you have to ask 2 oral questions. Right. Well, today I'm going to ask you to remember special occasions. Okay? To remember, think back to a special occasion, a special time, a special party, special moment that really, really was good for you. Okay? So it was something that was really good for you. So, today's subject is special occasions. Now, think about things that were important to you. As I just said before, think about events that you liked, things you enjoyed going to. Could have been a communion, a wedding, a birthday party, just a normal party. Woohoo! When I was at university, I did party quite a bit. Now, I did party a bit, but not too much. I was a sensible student. Someone would say to me if I didn't party too much when I was at university, I would be Pinocchio right now. I did party a lot, but when I got further on to university, I stopped. But I had a life. I have a life outside the classroom. So, special occasions, I've been to many weddings, many parties, many friends' parties, and it's all about having good times. So, I am going to give you 4 questions to listen to and write your answers to. Also, I want you to prepare 2 questions to ask myself or another person in the class. Okay? So here's the first question. Question 1, how do you usually celebrate your birthday? How do you usually celebrate your birthday? How do you usually celebrate your birthday? My second question, tell me about a special day that you remember. Tell me about a special day that you remember. My third question, have you ever been to a wedding? Have you ever been to a wedding? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. And the last question, what did you do for your last birthday? What did you do for your last birthday? Did you get lots of presents? Okay, so there's your 4 questions. Remember to write them down, and then to send your work, obviously take a photo or email or type your answers and email them to me. Okay? Any questions, do not hesitate to ask me. And I hope you all have a lovely, lovely week, or having a lovely week and have a lovely weekend after class on Friday. Okay? That's it from me for this week, and I hope to see you on Friday. Bye! Bye-bye.